Oh, I didn't know I was doing this part, to be honest. I thought it gets that whole thing.
You said you wanted to host. You got to host,
I,
man.
ne- I had never did that before, so. But welcome to BSing Sports. Today is our prediction show. As always, I'm here with Ryan to my left,
Hey,
and
hey.
Bill sent
Bill's with us
Stacey.
in spirit. He
Yep,
picked all the losing teams this week. He's going to go 0-15. So
I like it. Sounds good to me. We had a last night game, Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots. The over and under was 43 and a half. The game did not get to it. It was at 41 points. Buffalo did cover.
game's only at 34 points. 24-10.
I thought 24-17, my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I looked at 12.
Hey, at least you got the math on that right, which Bill wouldn't have. So you're already a step in the right direction. He just said 54 points. Definitely got the over.
We all picked Buffalo, so that's good. You said under, I said over. You and Bill said under, and we all said cover. Right now,
No,
you said no cover
I
for
didn't.
you.
No, I said no cover. Yeah, Bill was the only one that got all three right.
Because he's a cheater. He can access the doc.
Yeah. He fixed the doc this morning.
Exactly.
Set us up for success. Thanks for that, Bill, by the way. And thank you to Orphan Rivers for that fantastic intro music, as always.
So we're going to go right into it with our first game of Sunday afternoon, I guess you can say. You got the...
Hey, don't discriminate against our West Coast people. Their games start in the morning.
I'm sorry, Sunday, period. We got the Washington Commanders at 7-5. At the New York Giants at 7-4. The over and under it's 40.5, and Washington is giving up 2.5 points.
It's interesting. Giants home underdogs. I guess I'll start. I'm going to take New York here. I know they've been on the skids the last couple weeks. You know, people that said they were frauds or a weird team. You know, they're looking a little more right. I think they right the ship here, though. I think that they get back on track here. So I'm going to take the Giants, mostly because it's home for them. But obviously that means I think they cover, considering they're the underdog. I think it goes over, too. I think that this game has a little bit of offense to it.
I am actually going to go the opposite direction as you. First game of the week, we got two different picks.
There you go.
Tim's
in desperation mode, guys, by the way, for those of you just tuning in.
I still got 4 weeks. But Tyler Heineke, 6-1 since he took over the starting position for Carson Wentz. They've been playing really good football, not making too many mistakes. The defense is stepping up when they needed to be. And I don't think it's going to go over the 40.5 points, but I think they're going to cover the 2.5 points, though. I just think Washington is playing better football at the moment than New York is. But New York can always step it up at any point. They have Saquon Barkley and everything like that. So
Sure do. They also have a pretty solid defense. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, I think so too. Definitely a division game. Next game up, we got the Tennessee Titans at 7-4 visiting our very own Philadelphia Eagles at 10-1. The over under is 44, and Philadelphia had given up 4.5 points. I go first this time. Give me the Eagles. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think they cover the 4.5 points. I think they win by a field goal. But I do think it's going to go over 44 points. The Titans really have a good run defense. The corners, I don't know too much about, unfortunately.
Their starting cornerbacks are dealing with nagging injuries. I think they'll play, but they've been in and out of the lineup.
Thank you for that. But Titans always have a strong running game with Derrick Henry. And Philadelphia has shown in the last couple of weeks that they're struggling with the run defense. So hopefully they can pick it up.
I'm going to lean the same direction as you. I'm going Eagles under, no cover. I'm thinking 23-20, somewhere in that neighborhood. Derrick Henry is a force, and the Eagles, as you've touched on, have struggled to stop the run. I wholeheartedly believe that Derrick Henry will get his. However, he's struggled in his own right the last couple weeks. Hasn't been nearly as effective. Teams have been forcing Ryan Tannehill to beat them through the air. The Eagles do expect Jordan Davis to play on Sunday. To what extent, I do not know, but Robert Quinn is out. On the other side of the football, the Eagles offense, I think that they have so many weapons. However, they're going to struggle to run the football this game. The Tennessee Titans have always had a good front seven. They stop the run and they rush the passer pretty well, which makes up for a little bit of the flaws in the secondary. However, when you face quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts who can do it on their own, it spreads the defense out a little bit. So I do think that the Eagles pull this one out.
Yeah, I like that take, especially with the running quarterbacks, not running back quarterbacks. Oh man,
calling our quarterback a running back, dog?
I am, yes. I mean, at least he can pass better than Justin Fields. I give him that.
To be fair, when Jalen Hurts was where Justin Fields is at now, it was about the same.
True, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Going into our next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at 4-7 at Atlanta Falcons at 5-7. 42 at the over and under, and Pittsburgh at -1.
I'm taking the Steelers here. I know that they're the road team. It's hard to win on the road. However, I just like the way that they're trending. They're a little bit of a boomer bust team, but I think that they're going to take advantage of a bad Atlanta defense. Combine that with the fact that their defense hasn't played as well as everybody thought, mostly because they aren't healthy, but they're starting to get healthier. They're starting to get on the field. TJ Watt is back. Minkah Fitzpatrick is back. So while their weaknesses seem to be pass defense, the Falcons don't throw the football very well. So I think it's a tough matchup for the Falcons. And give me the Steelers here by 3, and I think it goes over. I think they both, both teams cover.
Yeah, I'm going to also go with the Steelers. Najee said he wants to play on Sunday. Even that, the backup, Warren, I think his last name is.
Najee's off the injury report. He's good to go for Sunday.
Okay. Warren is still a great backup. He was sharing touch with Najee for a couple weeks before he got hurt. Like Ryan said, I don't think the Falcons' defense is that good. I think that with the running quarterback one with Pickett and the 2 running back, they can run the ball pretty efficiently. And the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, like Ryan also said, TJ Watt is back. He is a force to be reckoned with. You can notice from the first game he was back that something changed about that defense right away. And it's TJ Watt. I think Pittsburgh covered, and I actually agree with Ryan. I think they're going to go over the 42 points.
Tim Hawkins says Pittsburgh's offense is so simplistic and Atlanta's isn't.
True. Running the ball with, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Pittsburgh doesn't have a whole lot of weapons to play with. Everybody likes to say George Pickens. George Pickens is still a rookie. Still has his rookie mistakes. Same with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Going to our next game. We got the Green Bay Packers at 4-8 at the Chicago Bears at 3-9. Over under is 44.5 points. Green Bay -3. Aaron Rodgers is off the injury report. He's going to play, and he seems like he always has the Bears numbers. So give me Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I think they cover the 3 points, but I don't think they're going to go over the 44.5 points. Tim Hawkins asks if Fields playing. Yes, he is. He's off the injury report also.
Yeah, he had 2 straight full practices. Justin Fields is good to go. I'm also going to take the Packers here simply because Aaron Rodgers has a history of dominating the Chicago Bears, but I think it's going to be a close game. That 3-point spread's a pretty good spread. I'll pick over. just because I think it's more likely that they go over than under. I don't think that they get to the spread either, though. I think that this is going to be a lower scoring game. I think this is going to be a clash of, um, just styles. It will be interesting, though. The Packers did just get gashed for 363 yards on the ground. So stopping David Montgomery and Justin Fields has to be priority one for them.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. They got to make Justin Fields throw the ball. And if they do that, I think they have a good chance to win. Going into our next game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 4-7 versus the Detroit Lions at 4-7. The over under 51. Jacksonville -1.
I'm going to take the Jags on the road here. This is going to be a shootout, so I'm taking over for sure. But and I think Jacksonville does cover. But look, Jacksonville's offense has looked great. I mean, Doug Peterson is exactly what Trevor Lawrence needs to help take a step. Travis Etienne, they obviously held him out for precautionary reasons last week. They said that he is, in fact, good to go for Sunday. So I expect him to get his usual workload. And Detroit's defense is just terrible. I mean, they're abysmal. I mean, Jacksonville's defense has at least shown up, every once in a while. They're not a great defense either. But I think that, the difference in defenses where Jacksonville might stop Detroit a couple times versus Detroit just being awful is the difference here. So give me the Jags in high-scoring game.
Man, this is tough. I thought about this game a couple hours ago, and I was leaning towards the Lions. I definitely think he's going to go over the 51 points.
Mm-hmm.
But Jared Goff and Amon St. Brown really have a special connection going with that. Jamal Williams he led the NFL with touchdown passes, rushing touchdowns. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's had a good season.
Yeah, definitely. I think he running back 13, something like that. Maybe 14 now. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, give me the Lions over the 51 points.
Okay. We have a fantasy question from Adam Weber on YouTube. Thanks for checking in, Adam. If you have not subscribed already, do so. Roster one: Van Jefferson, Elijah Moore, Michael Gallup, or Mac Hollins, full PPR. Tim, why don't you go ahead and go first? Give your take on that.
Oh, man, this is tough. Van Jefferson seems like he's the main guy in at LA right now. But Matt Collins getting a lot of repetition with Hunter Renfrow out in Las Vegas. I think I'm going to go Matt Collins. The better chance for Vegas to throw the ball deep or the slant route other than Adams than Van Jefferson with Matthew Stafford out.
Yeah, so when I look at stuff like this, I have questions like this, I go with who can I eliminate? And the first two names on this list are very easily eliminations for me. If I have options, I want nothing to do with people in bad offenses, and that's exactly what Van Jefferson's doing. I get that he's their number one receiver. However, they're in an awful offense, so there's not going to be a lot of points scored there. I want nothing to do with that. Same thing for Elijah Moore. Not that their offense is horrible. They just haven't consistently been good. I mean, Mike White was fantastic for one whole start, so I'm not ready to jump on the Elijah Moore train just yet, although he is a sneaky ad because they do have quite an easy schedule coming up. I just need to see more proof. So to me, it's between Michael Gallup and Matt Collins. And I think Matt Collins, especially with Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow being out, does have a better chance. He has a little bit more upside than Michael Gallup, so I'm going to take Matt Collins here as well. Good question, Adam. Like I said, go ahead and subscribe. Tell your friends about us here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
Look at us agreeing with fantasy question. Who are we?
I didn't hear you. What'd you say? My bad.
I said, look at us agreeing on a fantasy question. Who are we?
I got a phone call from a weird number. But so you went with Lions over all that.
Yeah.
All right.
You for Green Bay, you said the cover, right? The
Yeah,
3-point spread.
yeah. They're gonna cover. Faux
All right.
show.
Going on to our next game, which is going to be a good game in my opinion. You got 7-4 Jets, New York Jets at the Minnesota Vikings at 9-2. 44.5 at the spread, and Minnesota is minus 3 points.
That's a little disrespectful to sit here and say that on a level playing field, the Mike White led Jets, would be even with the Minnesota Vikings. It's your pick.
Sorry. Thanks for reminding me. It's been a long week. Listen, the Vikings playing good football right now. Mike White led the Jets to a good game last week against a abysmal defense at the Chicago Bears. So give me the Vikings to cover, and I think to go over the 44.5 points.
Yeah, I'm taking Skull at home as well, going Minnesota Vikings here. Also with the over, I think that this game's going to be a little bit more high scoring. The Vikings do have problems stopping teams through the air, so we could see another, Mike White decent performance. It's very possible. Excuse me. However, I don't think that the Jets are ready as a team to cover Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook at the same time. So I'm also going to take the Vikings. I do expect this to be a close game, though. So 3 points again, right about where I thought it would be. I'll take the Vikings just because there's more ways to score more than 3 points than less. So
that's the cover.
yeah.
Okay. We got the Denver Broncos at 3-8 at the Baltimore Ravens at 7-4. The spread is 39.5 points.
That's the
And
over-under.
I'm sorry, the over-under is 39.5 points, and the spread is 8.5, minus 8.5 for Baltimore.
I'm definitely taking Baltimore for sure. Probably, man, that's tough. I think I'm going to say that they don't cover. I do like the Denver Broncos defense enough that they do keep them in games, and the Baltimore offense has been struggling, for the most part. However, I just don't have any faith in Denver to win this game. So give me the Ravens under, no cover.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with you on this one, Ryan, for all three. I think Ravens. You said over, right? No over. I'm sorry. I think they're going to get at least 40 points together. So give me the Ravens over and no cover. And Lamar Jackson needs to start make better decisions when not to run or when to run, when to pass, not to pass. Other than that, they could be a good team. They would have to make the better decisions.
This has to be the game where Lamar Jackson gets back on track. Earlier in the season, It was looking like, that he was going to get a bunch of money in the offseason. And recently, I know that he's had injuries at the skill positions. J.K. Dobbins, obviously, Gus Edwards has been in and out as well. Mark Andrews has missed time, and Rashad Bateman's out for the season. So they're really struggling to help him out. However, Andrews is back. Edwards is back. They've been back for a couple games. This needs to be where Lamar Jackson figures it out. He needs to start utilizing Mark Andrews a little bit more. It's kind of, taken off on his own the last couple games. So I think that he just needs to settle in and utilize the guys that are around him, although it's not exactly the talent level or the guys that he thought he was going to be in the season with.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. God bless you. If you sneeze, I think you did.
No, I just took a breath in.
So we got the Browns at 4-7 at the Texans.
On Watson's return, ironically against the Texans. Who would have thought?
Yeah, the Texans at 1-9-1. The over under is 47.5. Cleveland -7. That's my guy. I think Cleveland's going to win, obviously. I think Deshaun Watson it's gonna have a couple bumps in the road as we all as long as me and you thought, Ryan. He's gonna have a couple bumps in the road. Um, I still think they gotta start running the ball with Nick Chubb a little bit more. Last couple weeks, well, not a little bit more. They need to run the ball more this game with Nick Chubb. The Texans are terrible defensive run stop. So
The worst in the league.
I think Cleveland covered the 7 points, and I think it goes over this 47.5 points.
I think I'm also taking Cleveland as well. I think that the Texans are just a bad football team. However, I don't see a scenario where it goes over 47 points. I don't have faith in a guy that hasn't played football in 600 days to really be in sync with the offense to where they're just going to drive the football up and down the field with ease. And that leads into the fact that I don't think they're going to cover either. I just think that there's going to be some serious bumps in the road for the Cleveland offense. And they're going to be really fortunate that Nick Chubb's going to do what his thing, run the football, and that the Houston Texans just won't be able to counterpunch despite the fact that the Browns defense is not really that good this year either. So
we got Seattle Seahawks at 6-5 at the LA Rams at 3-8. The over-under is 41 points. Seattle's giving up 7.
I love getting these easy ones. Give me Seattle. I don't think that the Rams are going to win another football game. Bryce Perkins starting at quarterback. No Allen Robinson, no Cooper Kupp. Tyler Higbee didn't get a single target last week. Van Jefferson's the number 1 wide receiver. I've never really been super high on him. So, but yeah, I think it's Seattle comfortably. I think that they go slightly over the over-under, and I think that they crush the spread. I know that Seattle doesn't have a good defense in their own right. It's just so hard to look at that LA offense and be like, yeah, this team's going to score 16 points. Like there's no way that like you could convince me that they're going to do better than 15 points any game. So it's easily Seattle here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that line. Seattle, coming off with 2 bad back-to-back losses to the Bucks and then to the Las Vegas Raiders. So I think they get back on track with a win. I think they cover the 7 points, and I also think they're going to go over the 41 points.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Walker is going to have himself a game. Aaron Donald out, I think. I'm not 100% certain on that.
Yeah, Aaron Donald's got a high ankle sprain. It wouldn't surprise me if he missed, the rest of the season.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
I think the Rams are gonna shut down whatever they got left. So
come back ready for next year. They actually do have a 2nd round pick in the NFL draft. So I mean, they can't really tank to improve their 1st round positioning because the who has it? I think it's Detroit has that pick. No, it's Seattle, Detroit. One of those 2 teams has their 1st round pick. So.
Well, probably Detroit for Matt Stafford, maybe.
Yeah, it's Detroit. Seattle has they have the Broncos 1st round pick. That's who it is.
With Russell Wilson.
I knew those teams kind of had like eerily like earlier 1st round picks, but
yeah. Or do the Jags have the Rams 1st round pick with Jalen Ramsey?
No, they're done with that trade.
Okay, I know they gave up a lot for him too.
Yeah.
So
not worth it.
The next game we got was probably Americans game of the week. The Dolphins at 8-3 at the 49ers at 7-4, 46.5 at the over under. San Fran is giving up 4 points.
This is going to be my game. You know what? This might not even be my game of the week. We'll see. This is going to be a game. All the later afternoon games this week are going to be so good.
Yeah. Man, why do I get picked with the hard ones to begin with?
I'm just going to pick the same team as you.
I know.
I already know who I'm picking. I have it in mind.
Oh, man. Give me the Dolphins. I think that Dolphins offense is a little bit too explosive for the 49ers right now. Yeah, don't get me wrong, the 49ers have a fantastic run defense. The cornerbacks isn't all there, in my opinion. It's definitely going to go over the 46.5 points. I think San Francisco is going to run all over the Miami because the Miami run defense isn't that great. Obviously, I think the Miami is going to cover. So give me the Dolphins over 46.5 and for them to win, obviously.
Don't ever disrespect the second best team in the NFC like that again. Taking the 49ers at home. If this was in Miami, it'd be a little bit of a different story. However, I think the 49ers do have, a bit of a home field advantage here. Dolphins having to travel out west and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, I'm taking the Niners here. I think that the Niners do cover. Look, they don't have everybody looks at Jimmy Garoppolo and they're just kind of waiting for him to screw this up so they can all blame him. But Jimmy Garoppolo has played fantastic football, and the Dolphins' defense they're not really good at anything. They've shown up here and there at different times throughout the year doing okay things, but like collectively as a unit, they don't consistently stop the run or stop the pass. Whereas, as you touched on, the 49ers defense, they can stop the run with relative ease. I do not expect Jeff Wilson Jr. and Raheem Mostert to have fantastic coming back parties, as they were both 49ers last season, and Jeff Wilson Jr. was a 49er not that long ago this season. So I think that while the Dolphins obviously have an air attack that can attack the a little susceptible 49er secondary, I don't think that it's going to be enough. I think that the 49ers are just going to control the clock. They're going to move the football. I don't know if Debo's going to play this game or not. I know he was limited Wednesday and then downgraded to did not practice on Thursday. However, Christian McCaffrey should be good to go. Brandon Ayuk's good to go. And one thing Miami can't cover, tight ends. Let George Kittle fly, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going over. I think that there's going to be a lot of points scored this game, and I think that San Fran covers.
This is what I was so iffy about with the San Fran. Like I think they could win. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely think they can. Jimmy G, man, he does so bad against abysmal teams as in like the Saints, but do really good against a good team. Who did beat badly the other day? Oh man, I forgot. Not that bad, not that important. But you get what I mean. Like Jimmy G, so like hit and miss, and I think the Dolphins get a little bit better than the 49ers.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he blew up against Arizona. I mean, he's just played pretty good football the whole way through. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo's thrown 4 interceptions since he took over the starting gig in week 3, and 2 of them were in one game. So I think that the 49ers have too many weapons, and their defense is better than the Dolphins. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Should be a good game, though. I think 46.5 is a little bit of a low spread, but I don't – Vegas knows something I don't.
Yeah. Another great game coming up. We got the Kansas City Chiefs at 9-2 against the AFC champions of last year that beat the Chiefs, 7-4 Bengals. The over under 53 points. Kansas City is -2. Your turn to pick, Ryan.
Oh, this is easy. I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs. They're the Chiefs. Like, do I have to say? Like, the Bengals have a sneakily, like, good defense, but it's sneaky good, meaning they play really well against bad offenses and mediocre offenses. This is not bad offense or mediocre offense. This is a great offense. I don't care who's healthy. Hardman's on IR. It doesn't sound like Tony's going to play. Doesn't matter. Travis Kelce's out there. He's going to run wild and free. And then there's Patrick Mahomes. To top that off, Isaiah Pacheco, definitely, going to get his against the suspect running defense for Cincinnati. Ken Brandt asks, is Chase still out? Nope. Chase is getting the green light. He's good to go for this week.
Mixon is still in concussion protocol.
Oh, yeah. Joe Mixon is still in the concussion protocol. He has not cleared all 5 steps. He did not practice in full. However, he does not have to practice in full to clear the concussion protocol. We will know tomorrow by 4 p.m. whether he's playing or not, though. Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't think that that's going to make a difference in the final outcome either way. I think that whether Joe Mixon or not plays is going to make a difference on how close the game actually is. But yeah, I'm taking the over. I know that it's 52.5 points. There's a lot of points. They're going to score a lot of points. Like this is going to be a shootout. So I'm definitely taking the Chiefs. Definitely taking the over. I think they cover. Screw it. Why not?
I mean, a lot of things have to go wrong if you can't cover 2 points.
They could kick a game-winning field goal. Who knows? I'm just expecting a good game. That's kind of where I'm at with this. Love for the Chiefs to win just because that's what I said. But
man, this game is going to be good. The Bengals have been on a tear lately, going 2-2 for the first 4 games, and then losing a couple in here and there, beating the Titans last week in a pretty good game. But I just think the Chiefs will get the better overall team right now. Yeah, you got Chase coming back, but Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now, and he's been proving it all year long. Give me the Chiefs. I think they cover the 2 points. I definitely think it's going to go over 53. It's definitely going to be a shootout. It's like last year in the AFC Championship game. It's going to be a shootout again. And I think the Chiefs find a way to pull it out at the end.
yeah, for sure. You know, what if this isn't a good game? What if the Chiefs or the Bengals just come out and steamroll the other team?
I mean, I'd be okay with that. We got that little bet going with the Baltimore and the Bengals, so I'd be okay with that.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. What was the bet on that? I know that we did. I took the Bengals to win that division. I don't remember.
Who finished higher, the Bengals, the Titans?
Oh yeah, that's who it was. Oh no, I took the Titans. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. Me and Bill took the Bengals.
That's so easy, man. I can't believe that you guys did that. What was the price for that? It was 2 wins, 3 wins?
Nah, I think it's only an extra win. I think it's only 1 win.
Oh yeah. I think we did say an extra win.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have raised the stakes on that one. Whatever.
I mean, I don't know how much more I can risk losing here, Ryan.
Dude, you got to swing for the fences, man.
I've been picking a couple of different ones that I think could happen. So
yeah, you're starting to get like Bill, where he just picks games to be different than us. Like he doesn't even believe that team's going to win, and then somehow they win. He even admits it out loud. He's like, "Yeah, I don't think they're going to win, but I just want to be different than you guys." Yeah. We should start docking him points every time he says that. That's not even right. That's not even real.
Going on to our next game, we're going to go to the other LA team.
Hi, William.
We're going to go to the other LA team, the Los Angeles Chargers at 6-5 at Las Vegas Raiders 4-7. The over-under is 15.5 points. Vegas is -1.
You're gonna have to repeat the game because I was thinking of something else. I was thinking when Bill showed up in the chat, you should have started out with, "All right, now that we got done talking shit about Bill for 35 minutes, let's get into the games." It's just
Bill, just a heads up. Me and Ryan went back in the doc over live, and we found 8 changes under your name. You're a cheater. Get over it.
Some real suspect.
You are now losing in our playoff at our bet.
Guys, this is the only correct thing Bill has ever said in his whole life. So if you are watching this show, if you're watching this show on Facebook, I want you to do me a favor. Just hit the like button, because that spreads it out to, everybody in your following. All you got to do is hit the like button. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. I see that there's 5 people watching on Facebook, so I should see 5 like reactions. There's a heart reaction. That's even better. Come on, guys. Like it's a like. It's free. It helps spread the brand. We're not asking for a donation. We're not asking for money. There we go. I'm starting to see the likes pile up. Anyway, like I said, that was the only correct thing Bill has ever said in his whole life, and I'm going to take every opportunity while he's not on the show and can't defend himself to say that. what, what was the game?
We got the
What were we talking
Chargers.
about?
We got the Chargers at 6-5 versus the Raiders at 4-7. Over under 50.5 points. Vegas is giving up 1 point.
Vegas is the favorite?
Yeah.
I
guess
guess
the high
you know what? That must have changed because Mike Williams was ruled out.
makes sense.
Okay, because I know the Chargers were 2.5-point favorites for a while there.
I gotta go first.
That's who I'm taking now. I'm taking the Chargers here. The Raiders are just so lost as a team. I know that Brandon Staley is not much better of a head coach than Josh McDaniels. However, he is better. I think that the Chargers line up a little outside of, Josh Jacobs should have a field day because where the Houston Texans are astronomically bad, at stopping the run, the Chargers are right behind them. They are not a good run defense either. I do expect Josh Jacobs to have a day. However, I do not expect Derek Carr to be able to keep pace with Justin Herbert and that Chargers offense that is going to take full advantage of an entirely bad defense that is on, the Vegas side. So I'm taking the Chargers. I'm taking the over because I do have faith that both offenses can score points. They proved that. And since the Chargers are winning, obviously, I think they'll cover.
They're like something in the back of my throat that won't go away.
God, you're lucky we're live.
Give me the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert definitely a better quarterback than Derek Carr. Like Ryan said, Josh Jacobs should get his. He's been limited all week, but it's only because they get monitoring his calf. He's gonna go. He's gonna get all the touches still. Like Ryan said, I think that Vegas defense is that bad that Keenan Allen, Joshua Palmer, Austin Eckler all gonna have themselves
Gerald
a game.
Everett.
Exactly. All gonna have themselves a game. Give me the Chargers. You're definitely gonna go over 50 points. And since I'm taking the Chargers, they're gonna cover the spread.
What's our next game, sir?
You got the Indianapolis Colts at 4-7-1 at the Dallas Cowboys 8-3. The over under 44.5. Dallas giving up 10.5. And I gotta go first.
Easy money. Jesus, you're so lucky.
Listen, I smell a trap game here. I do, but I'm still taking Dallas. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Are you sure?
Huh?
Are you sure? Because I think that this is a trap game, man. I think that the Colts, could do something here.
They could, but I much rather lose on the spread where I think you're going to take the Cowboys too. So give me the Cowboys. I don't think they will cover. And I don't think it's going to go over the 44.5 points.
I'm taking all three of the things you said. Look, the Cowboys offense is good. I think that they'll get theirs. I think that their defense is going to overwhelm and mismatch the Colts offense. Matt Ryan just doesn't look like the same quarterback that he was 5 years ago. And Jonathan Taylor, they lean on him a lot since Jeff Saturday took over. So it's really going to be all on him, and it's really hard to win a football game when you're leaning all on one person. I know Vegas just kind of did that last week, but give me the Cowboys here. I'm taking the under I'm taking the under on points, and I'm also saying they don't cover the spread because never in my life am I going to bet on a 10.5 point spread. That's astronomically bad for the NFL.
So you don't think this is a trap game?
No, I was trying to convince you because you said it was a trap game. I don't think it's a trap game. I think the Colts suck and the Cowboys are the better football team.
Okay. I like it. We're going into Monday night now. You got the New Orleans Saints 4-8 at Tampa Bay Buccaneers 5-6. Over under
if if you beat me this week for the recap show, I'm going to do the entire show like this, so that way everybody can see that I was wrong thing.
The over under 40.5 points. Tampa Bay favored by giving up 3.5 points. I'm sorry, not favored, giving up 3.5.
Yeah, I'm taking Tampa here. I just
figured that much.
New Orleans offense is so unpredictable. They don't get Kamara involved, and Chris Olave's kind of died off since then. So I'm taking Tampa. I think that they're going to rebound after a really, really bad loss in Cleveland. I'm taking Tampa. It smells like a rebound game. I do think that they go over, though. I think that I said the Saints offense is inconsistent. I do think that they go over, and I do think Tampa covers. I think that they win by more than 3.5 points.
Yeah, I'm going to take everything what Ryan said right there. I'm going Tampa Bay over and to cover that 3.5 points. They're getting Leonard Fournette back, who can help in the pass blocking and catch passes at the backfield. Rashid White is running great at the backfield, but I hope Leonard Fournette takes back over in the fantasy projected points.
There's no way. There's no way that Leonard Fournette's taken back over. At this point, like, if Rashad White hadn't done so well, I would probably say maybe, Fournette's on the right side of a timeshare, but at best, he's on the wrong side of a timeshare. It's going to be the Rashad White show.
I still think Fournette's a better pass blocker, so he's going to get in for that at least. I mean, hopefully he gets some carries, maybe a touchdown to help me out. But that's all we have right now. Any other questions, Ryan?
Yeah. USA plays in the World Cup tomorrow. I forget who they're playing, though. Oh, they got the Netherlands. So apparently a lot of the Netherlands players caught the flu, but they should be good to go. Should be a good soccer game. Go USA. I see a lot of people that I've never seen care about soccer before in their lives posting all over social media about soccer. So you know what? I'm going to join the band there. Go USA. It's been about 8 years since I watched the World Cup religiously, but it's going to be a good one tomorrow.
We got a quick question down here from Ken Brent. Is Sean McVay on the hot seat?
No. There's been too many injuries. It was kind of in the game plan that the Rams sold their soul for a Super Bowl, which they were successful in. So Congratulations. I guess their game plan worked out. There's been too many injuries. They don't have the offensive line talent to sustain a good offense. So there wasn't much Sean McVay was going to be able to do. Even if they stayed healthy, the writing was on the wall from the very beginning. Yeah, college championships are I think are they this weekend? I think they're next weekend. They might be this weekend. I looked earlier. Yeah, they are this weekend. Actually, the Pac-12 championship game's tonight. Utah, number 11 versus number 4 USC. So USC's got to win and they're in. I think they lose. I do. USC has one loss on the year. Guess who it's to? Utah.
That's what I thought. It was Utah, right?
They have one loss in the year. It's to Utah. Is it hard? Is it going to be hard for Utah to pull that off in Pasadena? Probably. But
yeah,
they are their one loss, so they're not going in there with a lack of confidence. Then we got number 10, Kansas State. Like, I never thought that I would see Kansas State in the top 10 outside of when Colin Klein was there like 10 years ago. Going up against TCU, number 3, and TCU is only a 1.5 point favorite. Like, they're giving only 1.5 points. So the 12-0 TCU Horned Frogs are giving 1.5 point to the 9-3 Kansas State. I think they're the Panthers. That's crazy.
Panthers, yeah. It's going to be good games. They expect it to be good games. Vegas, like you say all the time, Vegas know best. They know best.
Sure do.
So,
USC is only given 3, which is expected because their one loss is Utah. Georgia's given 17.5 to LSU. I'd be shocked if they covered that. LSU, granted, they've lost some games, but they've played better football than most of the teams Georgia has faced, and Georgia has struggled, particularly in the first half, against a lot of teams offensively before they pick it up. So I think Georgia wins. I don't think that they cover 17.5.
You got Michigan and Purdue.
Yeah, Michigan and Purdue. I'm shocked. I hate the way that the college football thing's set up. I want to see an Ohio State Michigan rematch. I know that Ohio State just got their lunch pail handed to them, but I don't think that would happen if they ran it back this weekend.
Any given Saturday, man. It could happen at any time.
Number 9 Clemson at number 23 North Carolina.
North Carolina been pretty good this year.
9-3. I mean, Drake May is one of the better quarterbacks in college football. You know, he's a top prospect for 2024. So we'll see how far that can take him. Clemson's been super suspect all season too. So, but
Alabama got no bowl games.
What's up?
Alabama doesn't have a bowl game.
No, it's conference championship weekend.
Okay.
So, they'll be in a bowl for sure. There is still a way that Alabama can make the college football playoff.
Yeah, then USC need to lose to TCU.
And based on the spreads, both of those outcomes are very realistic outcomes.
Yeah. What's the bad? I don't think Alabama deserves to be there, but they do have a harder schedule. I do point it out before.
And people knock on Alabama. They're like, oh, they don't deserve to be there. They have 2 losses. At the time, they lost to the number 6 team in the nation when they were the number 3 team. And their other loss was a tough loss too. They just lost to another team that was inside the top 10 when they lost them. But look, if we want the best 4 college football teams in the college football playoff, can anybody sit here and tell me that Alabama is at least not a top 5 team in college football despite their losses? Like, just in a vacuum, like if we were to say, you need to put your money on somebody and all these top 8 teams are going to go up against one another, would you really not bet on Alabama to win at least, to at least be like a semifinal? No,
you're right. I agree with that.
I think
Ohio
most people
State,
that trash
Ohio State could be in, right?
Yeah, I think most people that trash Alabama saying that they don't deserve to be there would gladly put their money on it if Alabama and TCU lined up right now.
Yeah, give me Alabama on that one.
Yeah, so but anyway, that's my rant about college football. We'll cover that more a little bit, as we get into the college football playoff. But I got nothing else. Tim, do you?
Go Team USA.
All right, cool. Let's see if you can get the outro right.
Oh, man. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Here at BSing Sports, where we do a whole lot of talk. I messed up. Go ahead.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning into BSing Sports, part of the BSing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Tim, take notes on that, and everybody else, have a good night.